guys, welcome back to our channel, Daily Dose of Fuego. So in today's video, we are continuing the Back to Basics makeup series where I have already taught you on the first video how to master a flawless base, where I showed you guys how to do your foundation and concealer and to set all of that down. Then I showed you in our next video how to highlight and contour. I showed you how I bronze my face up, how I add the glow, the highlight, a little bit of blush and all of that to just add the dimension and the warmth back in your face. And in today's video, I will be showing you guys how to fill in your eyebrows. I show you guys, I share some tips and tricks on how to fill them in naturally if you guys are really doing like a no makeup look or a day-to-day eyebrow or even an evening eyebrow where you want them to be a little bit bolder. It's super simple, only takes about 3 products to master this and 2 brushes, again, depending on which eyebrow you choose. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so the first thing that I normally do is I take my little spoolie brush, and you can get this absolutely anywhere. I got mine at Target for like $1. This is by the brand Elf, and it's the eyelash and brow wand. So it's just a little spoolie, and the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna comb through your eyebrow hairs in whatever direction, just to kind of have them all in the same, going in the same direction. So I like to brush mine up and out, so that way I can see if there's any gaps in my brows that I'll need to be filling. Same thing with the other side. Up and out, and I can see the hairs and I can kind of like comb them in the direction that I know I'm going to be filling them in. So if you guys want to go for like a natural eyebrow look, maybe you're not really wearing any makeup or very minimal, I really recommend, if you already have full eyebrows, to use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. It's a brow gel mascara, and you can comb through your eyebrows and it thickens them up a little bit, and it also adds some color back into your face, because you can see right now with all the highlight and contour and the foundation, I kind of look blank in like the eye area. So this will help you bring back some color, but it won't necessarily add a ton of definition to your eyebrows. It'll just fill them in lightly. So what I like to do on a day-to-day basis, or even a going out like nightly basis, you know, when you want your eyebrows to be a little bit more defined, I like to use the NYX Tame Frame Tinted Brow Pomade, and the color that I use this in is brunette. And so this is like a pomade. It's more gel material or gel feeling inside, and it works really well. So what I do is I take a hard angle definer, and this is by the brand Benefit, and it's just a little angled brush. I don't know if you guys can see, like there's like a little slant in it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip it into my product right here very lightly, because a little goes a long way. And then if you need to, you can always wipe the excess kind of like in the cap, just to make sure that you don't have too much product on your brush. And then we are going to start on our brows. So where I like to start, I have my mirror here, so if I'm going to turn to the side a little bit, I like to start kind of like mid eyebrow, so that way if for whatever reason a lot of product comes off, it's okay, because we kind of like the last 3/4 of our eyebrows to be really dark. So again, I'm going to take a little bit of the product, and I'm going to start in the middle of my eyebrow, and I'm going to lightly fill it in. And for me, I'm going to follow the shape, the natural shape of my eyebrow, so I can see where I have lighter areas in my eyebrow. So I start with the top, and I start to bring it out. And I prefer my arch a little bit more rounded, so I'm going to go ahead and take my brush and round them out right there. And you want to make it as smooth of a motion as possible. I also like to keep like a little napkin or a paper towel nearby where I can wipe off some of the excess product, and I'll do that on my brush. So when I'm working on the front of the eyebrow, I'm going to do upward strokes following the hair pattern. The hair up here for my eyebrow personally goes up, and the eyebrow hair here goes out. So I'm going to do up with what's left over of that brow product, brushing it up, and really like pulling the product through so it all connects. So you can see I have the first about half of my eyebrow done. So for the tail, it's personal preference. For me personally, I think my eyebrows look like end a little bit short, so I like to add a decent amount of a tail lengthwise. So again, going back in with my product, dipping it in the Tame Frame, and I am going to actually flip my mirror a little bit closer so I can see. I am going to connect the arch And I'm gonna draw it downward. Going from underneath, connecting the arch again, I'm sorry, the tail, and pulling it out. And at this point you can make your eyebrows thicker, you can make them longer. It just depends on what it is you guys want. I like to go back in with my spoolie and kind of brush through all the product that I have in my eyebrows and see if I'm missing any areas. It just makes sure it doesn't clump up anywhere. And I'm just brushing it out. So I can see here for me, I would want a little bit more product in the tail and maybe even making my tail a little bit more defined. So going back in with some more pomade. Ooh, way too much pomade. And I'm going to redefine the eyebrow on the top. Rounding out my arch and kind of making them thicker at the end. So right there, I'm pretty satisfied with how my eyebrow came out. I feel like it's nice and full in the front. Wiping off my brush again. Just kind of redoing the strokes in the front, making sure the bottom connects and the top connects. And I feel like that is a pretty good eyebrow. Again, taking a tiny bit more product, bringing it right there on the top. That's what it needed. Now I'm going to continue working on the tail. I feel like no matter what, no matter how much pomade I put on my eyebrow, because I have no hair on the tail, I need to kind of like work extra. So I'll do pomade and then a powder, but I'll do that at the very end. So now I'm going to work on the other eyebrow. So going back into your pomade, we're going to start kind of like halfway through your brow. So you're going to go, make sure your angled brush doesn't have too much product. And you can see I'm lightly putting the product through my eyebrows. And kind of sketching the shape that it is that I want in my eyebrow. Not going all the way to the front because we want to keep that as light as possible. We don't want to have like block eyebrows. So bringing it through. Lightly sketching the arch. I like to make mine a little bit rounded. And in one motion, I'm bringing it down towards the tail of my eyebrow. And I have a lot of product still in here, so I'm going to take that off. And continue making that shape. This is my good eyebrow, so this comes out so easily compared to this eyebrow. And now with the leftover product, I'm going to do the upward strokes on the front fourth of the eyebrow, and then kind of do the line right in here. And again, just brushing upwards and making sure it all blends. This product I feel like is very forgiving if you make any mistakes. And then taking your spoolie, brushing through your eyebrow and brushing through the product, making sure that it's evenly like throughout your entire eyebrow. And just kind of seeing like once you brush through the product, is there more little gaps. So I'm going to go back in a little bit more, and I'm going to take it right in here towards the arch and just really curve that out a bit more. Also, in case you guys are curious, I thread my eyebrows. I get them threaded. I used to do waxing, but then I heard that that's really bad for like your eye area, and it could actually make it start to sag. So I switched to threading, and I'm super happy. I love how detailed they can get in like making your shape. So just brushing through, brushing through. This eyebrow always has like a little bit of a bald patch. The product doesn't want to stick in there. So that is how my eyebrows look right now, and that's just using the pomade. I feel like if you have pretty thick eyebrows, you're gonna love it. It just really defines them a little bit more while filling them in with some extra color. So that's how my brows look right now. Again, for me, I feel like my tail of my eyebrow is a little bit short. A neat trick that I learned is taking any brush or any spoolie or just the tip of a brush. The end of your nose and up is where your eyebrow should begin. And if you pull it in closer, it's gonna just look a little bit strange, but go by the guide of like your nose. So the tip of your nose up is gonna be the beginning of your eyebrow. Take your brush again, the end of your nose to the end of your eye right here. You're gonna go about here, and that's where you want your eyebrow to end. So you can see I have a little bit of a gap that I wanna go ahead and fill. And then from, I believe, the end of your nose to, if you look straight on, you can see where your eye meets and like the white part of your eye meets. That point from your nose and up is where your arch should be. So hopefully you guys can see like it matches completely. So I'm gonna go in with some brown eyeshadow. It can be absolutely any eyeshadow color that matches your hair in particular. I'm gonna go in with, it's by the LORAC Pro eyeshadow palette in the color Corduroy, and it's like this brown color. And so I'm gonna take that powder, and I'm just gonna kind of fill in my eyebrows where I see that the pomade didn't really completely cover it, where you can kind of see in here it looks a little bit patchy through the eyebrow hair. And I'm just gonna lightly add some dimension. And this is really gonna make your eyebrows stay on all day long, because you're gonna have the pomade, which is kind of a wet texture, and then you're gonna put a dry powder on top of it. So I am just gonna kind of define the arch that I made right up in there. I really only ever do this to the top of the eyebrow. And then for the tip of the eyebrow, this is where I can make the tip a little bit longer. I just take that eyeshadow and I drag it out. Very, very, very lightly. And the eyeshadow is even more forgiving than the pomade, so if you guys are just practicing, this is really gonna help you out. You can always go back in with your spoolie so it doesn't look too blockish. And you're gonna brush through the pomade and kind of mix it in to get together with the powder. And you can see we're gonna do the test again with the little brush, tip of the nose, end of the eye, right there. Hits it spot on. That's what I like. I feel like it suits my face better too. So going back in with that dark brown color, tapping it off. You don't want to have too much on your brush. And on this eyebrow, it just seems a little bit fuller than this one, so I really don't have much to do. I kind of just lightly graze it right at the end. I like a solid eyebrow. Or a full eyebrow. So you can see I really don't have too much to work on this one. I'm gonna slightly add a tiny touch of a tail on this one. I think this one's actually longer than my other one. Well, that's okay. And then if you ever want to make sure that it's the right length, take your brush, end of the eye, and that one hits it exactly, which is perfect. I love when I get it on the first try. So last and final step, we are gonna go in with our L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. And again, this is a brow gel mascara. And for me, I just feel like sometimes your eyebrow hairs can get a little bit crazy and go in different directions. So this just really tames it down. It's almost like a hairspray, like a liquid hairspray. So you can see that there's a little tiny wand, kind of like a mascara wand. And what we're gonna do, I never start in the front because sometimes this can give off a lot of product, I'm gonna start kind of, again, 3/4 of the way in, brush it in the brows, brushing it in the direction that you want your brows to stay. Move my hair. And then the last of it, once you finish brushing it through your brows, you're gonna brush it up in the eyebrow hair and just continuing to make your shape. And so that's this eyebrow done. Going back into the product, going to the other brow, starting about 3/4 of the way in, brushing it through lightly. And we're just taming all those brow hairs right there. Brushing it through. The leftover product, we're gonna go upwards directions with this wand. And it just really holds your brows in place all day long. So I'm pretty happy with how my brows came out. I feel like I'm not one to clean them up with concealer afterwards. I feel like this is good for me. So that's it. That is how I do my eyebrows. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my makeup right now really quick, just some eyeliner and mascara, and then I'll see you guys back in a bit. Okay guys, so I went ahead and finished the rest of my makeup off camera. Just added some eyeliner and some mascara, kind of smoked out the bottom lash line. If you guys are interested, I will be doing a video next week where I'm kind of contemplating if I should do an eyeliner video, kind of like a how-to on your winged eyeliner, or maybe an eyeshadow video, or if you guys would prefer, I can combine them because they'd both be pretty short videos. I guess like eyeshadow and eyeliner kind of go hand in hand. But if you guys want it, I will absolutely do it. If you guys are curious, I know I always am when I watch YouTube videos, what do people have on their lips? To me, I feel like the camera just makes it look so much more pretty than like, I don't know, than like in person. So if you guys are curious, I'm wearing the Kylie Jenner Velvet Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the color Charm. And it's like a nice like pinky, kind of nude, mauve-y. It can go with a lot of eye looks, I feel like. So if you guys are wondering, that is it. I just want to thank you guys again for being so supportive of all these back to basic videos. I'm so happy to be filming them with all the encouragement of my friends and family, my lovely fiance who just has been encouraging me from the very beginning also. So I'm very appreciative. I want you guys to know that it means so much to me. So if you guys are enjoying this series, the Back to Basics series, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment down below what you guys want to see next. What basics, essentials would you like to see in the world of makeup? I'd be happy to do them for you guys. So I will see you guys in our next video. Bye guys.